Is this you? You've tried to change your life, your habits, mindsets, relationships, only to find yourself circling back to the same patterns. Maybe you've read all the books, you repeat all of the affirmations, you tell yourself, I just need to be the person who's confident, who's healed, who's abundant. And maybe that sounds logical, but something inside you just doesn't shift. If that's you, I want you to know it's not because you're broken. It's because you've been trying to do the rehab before you've reset the bone. Hi, my name is David William Pierce, a Tantric Conversational Hypnotherapist and aligned yoga teacher. Got over a decade of experience now studying yoga and hypnotherapy, and TCH is the melting point of classical yogic teachings with modern therapeutic and developmental tools. So imagine this. Imagine you've broken your leg and you go to the doctor and they say, well, if you want to stop having a broken leg, just be the person who doesn't have a broken leg. Thanks. Right. Good advice. And the reason I say this is because I feel I see a lot of self-developmental teachers, gurus, and also, people in this industry and in this space who say you just need to stop being who you are and start becoming the person that you want to be. And yes, that makes sense. It's not bad advice. It's just incomplete, because this sense of healing doesn't happen through willpower or pretending that you're fine. You can't just skip the cast and jump straight into physical therapy. That's not how that works. If the bone's not set properly, every step continues to hurt. Every movement reopens the wound. And that's what so many are doing in the self-developmental world, I feel. Doing the mindset rehab on an unhealed break. Gets into the nuance of tantric teachings and how we're not actually ever broken. We're already completely, perfectly whole, just in varying gradations of revelation to that, varying degrees of ignorance to the truth of what is. And this is where Tantric Conversational Hypnotherapy comes in. TCH helps reset the bone emotionally, mentally, and energetically before you start the rehab of new habits and identity work. It's the part most people skip because it happens beneath the conscious mind, through presence, through language, and deep relational listening. We collaboratively reach the part of you that still remembers the fall, the moment something inside said, I'll never do that again, or it's not safe to trust, or I'm afraid of flying. That's the fracture point. And until it's healed, until it's resolved, until it's integrated, that's the word I like to use, every step that you take is slightly misaligned, no matter how much effort you apply. It doesn't matter how much effort you put into walking. If your leg is broken, it's broken. In Tantra, we understand that everything is shakti, divine energy and motion. That includes the pain, the fear, and the old stories. And when we repress them or bypass them, those energies, they don't disappear. They just move deeper into the tissue of your being. They create dis-ease at a deeper level. TCH meets those patterns with awareness instead of avoidance. It allows what's been contracted to expand again. Because healing isn't about replacing a belief. It's about releasing the knot that belief was holding. I like to have the analogy of massage therapy. I used to be, still sometimes am, a sports massage therapist. We have these knots of energy that are physical knots in the body and in the muscles, but we also have a mental, emotional knots that we carry, these samskāras, these energetic scars. And when we can smooth over those mental, emotional scars, the energy of life as it flows through us no longer gets snagged by those scars. It's allowed to move freely, and we can move freely with life. And when we bring presence into those wounds, it remembers its original shape, its wholeness, can smooth it over, and from there, transformation can happen naturally. So for me, after several bad breakups, I recognized the pattern that I was pushing myself to grow. I was pushing myself physically in my yoga practice, not acknowledging the actual pain that I was experiencing. This is why I kept re-breaking the same emotional bone. And it kept presenting itself after relationships ended. It wasn't until I decided to consciously take a step back from relating and from connecting with people in general that I was able to do the mind yoga, do the dream yoga of Tantric Conversational Hypnotherapy, and actually move into identifying the emotions that I was experiencing, the attached thought constructs and the beliefs in the subconscious mind that they were emanating from. Because when we align our beliefs, I say that beliefs are essentially proxies for truth. It's holding on to a belief until we can experience the truth, hey buddy, of what it is that we're looking to hold. Our thoughts are related to these beliefs. Then our emotions are inspired or associated with those attached thought constructs. In tantric teaching, thoughts and emotions aren't separate, they're inextricably linked. You can't have one without the other. And when we can recognize the thought constructs or the opposite side of the coin of the attached emotions, we get to see both sides of the coin and find resolution. The emotions we experience fuel the actions that we take, and the actions we take become the habits that we embody. And when we can bring conscious awareness to these, we can reverse engineer the pattern to find the underlying belief and replace that with something that's more aligned to what we want. And this is how yoga has helped me to release the pattern that was being held within me, needing to seek validation and not express my truth when in relationship. Not just my mind, but my relationships and my being are what changed. So if you're someone who's been trying to think your way out of a feeling or to manifest your way out of pain, invitation to just press pause. And before doing more, take the opportunity to soften, to ask what part of me still needs to be set right. That might be the child who felt unsafe, or the adult who doesn't trust in love. Perhaps it's the inner critic who keeps shouting, "Do better!" They don't need more goals, they need more gentleness. That's the work of TCH, the sacred reset, so you can finally align with your truth. So if you're ready to stop forcing growth and start allowing resolution, I'd love to guide you through a session. In TCH, we dissolve emotional knots, recode the subconscious beliefs that keep you small, and reconnect you with the deeper intelligence that already knows that it's healed. Because you can't rehab what isn't being reset. But once it is, every step becomes lighter, freer, and truer. There's this sense of the ego. It's very well known, if not fully understood. Tantra has its own idea around this, and it's not about destroying or killing the ego. It's about rehabilitating it, because it's something that's always going to be part of this human experience that you're enjoying. And if you have this body that spends the entire life with you, then rather than fighting against it, if you can find harmony with it, then that invites finding harmony with life. So if this is interesting for you and you'd like to know more, you can find a link through the description. Thank you for listening. And remember, the divine is not above you. It's within you. You are the dreamer awakening within the dream. Cheers. and not sponsored, just delicious.